Bree. For today's story time, we actually have a special guest. His name is Craig Vroom, and he is a local author. He lives right here in McCall, and he is going to read you one of the stories that he wrote. It's a pirate story, and it's a good one. So I hope you enjoy.
Hi readers, my name is Craig Vroom. I'm the author of this pirate story called The Riddle of Shipwreck Sound. Andrew's mom called out from the den, "Have you seen the penny jar? I'd like to put some coins in it. It couldn't have gone far." Andrew remembered taking the jar to the bookworm down the street to buy a book about pirates and to buy himself a treat. A picture book named Pirates was sitting on his desk. It told of hardy buccaneers and buried treasure chests. It was open to a treasure map. An X marked Shipwreck Sound, where pieces of 8 and gold doubloons were waiting to be found. Philo the Dragon was Andrew's best pal, a sailor and map maker too. He'd learned his skills in Venice back in 1592. He'd floated down the Grand Canal, a graceful gondolier. He'd used his tail to launch his craft, to navigate and steer. So Andrew called up Philo on their secret two-way phone. "I need a first mate for this search. It's too dangerous alone. We're after buried treasure, coinage of the realm. I'll need your skills at sailing, and I'll need you at the helm." "Mifty blivet trivet, deck of west." In old world dragon speak, "I'll join you in your quest." Philo got excited. "I've been to Shipwreck Sound, back when kings and queens had thought the world was flat instead of round. I'll help you find your treasure, your buried coins and gold, and sailors who can man your ship, the buccaneers, the bold." So off they went a-looking for some deckhands for the ship, able-bodied seamen that would help them on their trip. Like mizzenmast Mike, an old salty dog who had 33 years at sea. He'd rather be sailing a ship through a fog than sipping on crumpets and tea. And Flinty McFailer, a heck of a sailor, had a parrot instead of a hat. The parrot squawked, "Philo's a land-loving fool, and the captain's a bilge-drinking rat." Peg-legged Pete had a hook for a hand, and Whistling Will was a whaler. Eye-Patch McGill could play songs for the crew, like Barnacle Bill, the sailor. With his crew put together, and food in the holds, and the sun setting red in the bay, Andrew called out, "Look lively, me hearties, it's time that we get underway." His ship pulled out of the harbor that night, a light wind filling its sails. He had 16 cannon ready to roar, and 30 men tougher than nails. Through choppy seas and gusty winds, they searched by day and night. They sailed by the stars for Shipwreck Sound until it came into sight. "Land ahoy!" the lookout boomed. Philo brought the ship around. It was time to look for treasure, the coins of Shipwreck Sound. The ship pulled in, the anchor weighed, the crew jumped from the decks. Philo grabbed the treasure map with the spot that had the X. From the palm tree on the beach, they walked off 16 paces, and then they started digging, excitement on their faces. Thwack, thwack, thwack. They dug without a rest. Thwack, bang, clang. They'd found the treasure chest. "Shiver me timbers, we've found the gold!" Andrew yelled with glee. He broke the lock with his trusty sword, flung it open for all to see. But there were others who had come here wanting buried treasure too. They did not want to share the gold with Andrew and his crew. A cannon fired a warning shot. It shook the air like thunder. "Sulphur and seaweed!" Philo cried out. "It's that nasty Captain Plunder!" Sure enough, Plunder and his motley crew were ready to do battle. You could see it in their coal black eyes. You could hear their sabers rattle. But then out from the chest came Blackbeard's ghost. He was always quite a talker. "Listen up, you scurvy dogs, or I'll send you to Davy Jones' locker. I've been inside this chest for years. Now I'm here to give you pleasure. Whoever wins a duel of wits will win the buried treasure. We'll settle this like men," he said. "There will not be a fight. Ye must think about 3 riddles, and we'll see who gets them right. A pirate ship lands on the rocks. All sailors die but 3. The survivors would be buried on the land or in the sea." Plunder scratched his head and thought. He looked kind of ill and harried. "Neither," shouted Andrew. "Survivors are not buried." "That's 1 for Captain Andrew. He's got 1 answered right, and as sure as my name's Blackbeard, the treasure's within his sight." But there's still some work to do. Here comes riddle number 2. If your ship pulls out of port, going north at 15 knots, how long will it take to load the cannon and fire 15 shots? Andrew had never fired his guns. Plunder started to laugh. "I fire my cannon every day, 1.5 minutes. An easy one for Plunder, like catching starfish from the sea. Now, who will win the treasure chest? Here's riddle number 3. What has a head and has a tail, but has no legs to walk? It's usually the color brown, but never will it talk." "A legless dog!" Captain Plunder yelled, but Blackbeard bellowed, "No!" A hush now fell over all the men. "Captain Andrew, do you know?" Andrew thought back to his mom, the map, the penny jar. He stared right into Blackbeard's ghost and let out a hearty "Arr!" "The answer is a penny! A penny!" Andrew screamed. "A penny is the answer," the ghost of Blackbeard beamed. Andrew's crew went crazy. They'd won the pirates' gold. They started loading gold doubloons into their frigate's hold. And nasty Captain Plunder, sticking out his lower lip, took his motley crew defeated and slunk back to his ship. The quest had been successful, swashbuckling tales and fun. Now Andrew turned his ship toward home into the setting sun. So I hope you enjoyed the pirate adventure. Keep reading.